So amendment number 6 is going to deal with the rights to a trial by jury. And so this is the rights of the accused in criminal trials. You are guaranteed a speedy and public trial. You can't have anything that is hidden away by the government without the public being aware of it. You also have the right to face your accuser in amendment number 6 and to know who the witnesses are against you. You also find in this one the idea of the subpoena. A subpoena requires a person to appear in court. If you ever handed a subpoena, don't throw it away. You must appear in court or you could face penalty yourself. You also have the right to an attorney, and you have the ability to hire your own attorney, or a state-provided one could be given there to you as well. Many people will waive this and try to defend themselves. I don't recommend that unless you are studying law yourself. Number 7 deals with civil lawsuits. This is the rights of the citizens in civil trials. In these cases, we are talking about disagreements among people that usually are over some sort of financial gain or financial question. What we have here is two people that may be suing one another over damages. And this is not a criminal case. This is arguing over financial matters or property matters. So civil lawsuits are things that happen in the courts. You do have the right to a trial by jury in a civil trial. However, most people don't go that route. Most of the time they choose to appear just before the judge. If you've ever watched Judge Judy, she is one of the most famous of all the civil trial judges in the country. And she is an example of this. And these people that appear before her do have that right to a jury trial, but most don't go that route. You also have a right to a trial by your peers in that jury if you so choose. Oftentimes that ends up getting more expensive and drawn out much further and longer, so most people avoid that since the civil suits are over financial issues anyway. They're trying to get money out of it. Number 8 also has a number of things involved in this one. I label this one the Cruel and Unusual Punishment Amendment. It also deals with excessive bail, and so anything that would be considered unusual or over the top, punishing somebody harshly or severely for a minor offense would be protected under the 8th Amendment. And the courts are the ones that decide if the punishment is too harsh. So there might be a little conflict of interest there, but overall this one also does not come up in the Supreme Court very often because it has, for the most part, been dealt with pretty fairly, and most people can agree what is cruel and unusual. You also can't set the bail too high for an offense. If you go rob a candy store, a donut shop from a $2 or $3 item, they can't set the bail at millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense. Number 9 talks about the rights of the people. These are unspecified. Your Constitution labels these as unnamed or unenumerated rights, I think it is. And as they say they're unspecific, it really are things that are unlisted, but they're rights that cannot be taken away from the people. So you're asking, okay, well, what does that mean? Why do we include that? Well, it was a protection for the people to make sure that if there are no rights that are specifically given to the government in these amendments, then we assume that those rights still belong to the people. And that's why they're unlisted or unnumbered. There's so many rights out there, we can't list them all. But if we don't specifically give that away to somebody else, then the people still maintain those rights. And then number 10 is kind of the same idea, but it's talking about states. So anything that has not been given away to the federal government, any rights or any jurisdiction that is not specifically delegated to the national government, the states maintain the power to control those things. And so it's kind of a catch-all type of amendment that they're unspecified. Anything that's not forbidden by the Constitution is still allowed for the states to decide on how to execute those particular rights.